there. Pistol round underway on Inferno.
A lot of eyes on a matchup like this. OG have looked excellent in recent time just to start here on Inferno. The map pick of Faze. They get the CT side. 3 towards B for OG. Faze, good bit of utility. Going to be heading towards alt mid and taking the apartments early. Rain with that smoke flash in middle.
What about like Azza?
Oh, dude, that would be cool.
It would be interesting to see.
Aren't there already rumors that the 100 Thieves lineup, like the remaining players are going elsewhere? I don't know. I like the idea though, Trace. That's a cool idea.
Well, you know, I was just thinking out loud. Not always my bread and butter. coldzera jumping out of the apartments and then subsequently trying to wrap back towards Arch. Alexi B waiting in the library. Boy, Faze are going to learn today. Brokey cuts him down just a little short of holding off this entire wrap. Now things have gone back into the favor of OG. 3 on 2, the B bomb site. Well, looks like that's where the bomb wants to go, but a precarious situation. They're stuck in CT.
They had to go back for the bomb, so Olof can't run. He was getting stabbed in the back, and Mantu has an open line of sight from B. Kiebi getting into the pool and trying to chase him down. Mantu's going to hear the feet and tries to pivot around the boxes. Kiebi wins it, though. Actually, CT flash blinding him in the process. Kiebi dinked, and this is very dangerous for Faze right now, who aren't given time to plant. It's a fake tap. Issa comes in, but he can't hit his shot, and it's going everywhere. Finally, the bomb drop, and 1 health for Kiebi. He can't get out from behind the pillar. It's OG with the pistol round.
Yeah, and it's like we all
CT wrap to start that one into a B play. And the results aren't incredible, you know, but they do get it down to the wire. It's a 2 on 2. And already, like, we're seeing ideas, you know. It's quite the call to make to go for a CT wrap in the pistol. And I do think that if you were going to pick Inferno up against OG, a map that they are very, very good on, and give them this CT side start, which is another scary thing, you have to have ideas. You have to have had a reason to have bought this into this series. And so, you know, that's kind of what I'm leaning towards right now. Now, ideas are one thing, actions are quite another, and already we see OG getting off to a good start here. It is just pistols now for Faze, and I mean that in the most vanilla sense of the word. Right, they're moving into this round with Glocks. So odds are nothing that exciting is going to happen here. I really hate to break it to you, and while you can win these Glock rounds, you don't normally. And that's why so often, you know, everyone's ready to dismiss them.
As a first-time viewer, Harry, I appreciate the insight.
Yeah, man. Well, no, it's just, you know, you see a lot of people say, yeah, but you can win these rounds. It's like, yeah, you can win any round in theory, right? But it's just, it doesn't happen a lot.
And it's not looking like one of those 1 in a million rounds. OG have taken bottom B. They've killed 2 in middle. And now they just wait. No reason to aggress. Faze have to come to them. And so Issa waits under the balcony with MBK to swing on his contact. Oh dear, Dink comes through and 2 Glock kills. This is how they get out of hand. You need to grab guns though, and that's not going to be allowed by Mantu on the short side. 3 for him. Bit of money made towards that.
Watched it back. And they try to feign that apps aggression, making it look like it's an apps execute into that A-bomb site. Something that OG actually do a hell of a lot themselves as well. Trying to like game the rotations before splitting in through long. And to be fair, it almost worked for them. If it wasn't for that man waiting back in CT, they could, you know, disrupt things a little bit. But already that's showing that they've got a good understanding of OG's kind of protocol here on this map. Valdet through the smoke with his MP9 on this bonus round. Gonna open things up, and it's Cold on the receiving end. He retrieves the AK from Cold's body and continues to lay down the pain. Oh dear, Mantu in with another. And suddenly it's all on to just Brokey and Olof. This first buy round up against the bonus from OG has really not given the results over that you were hoping for.
Yeah, Cole just ran through the B smoke. I don't know if he was trying to play inside of it or try and get in the cubby, but yeah, Valdi was pushed down and he just spams him through as he sees the barrel poke out. And it's just an easy round from there on in. Grabs an AK, doubles down, just Olof in ult. And OG, they've got everything. They've got the bomb, they've got mid control, info as well, as Olof shoots MBK in the back, but no killing blow. He needs to finish the job, doesn't want to give any more guns than have already been handed over, but it's a round nonetheless for OG. And plenty of AKs retrieved, 3 in that 3rd round. So OG armed and dangerous now, and Faze still broken for 1 more. Oh yeah, Cole just went right through. He looked lost in the sauce right there.
Yeah, it's, you know, it even looked like one of those horrible moments where you're like barely out the smoke on your screen, but to the enemy, you're just right there, man. You're just in plain sight. So yeah, just pistols, right? Couple of Deegs, P250 on Kiebi. And a little bit of utility to try and make something happen. A triple B setup early on at 4 OG. And they exchange a bit of utility with Faze, but ultimately, you know, they're pretty lax over here at the top of B. They even rotate Man2 away on the back of no push coming in immediately. Valde's lining up this dunk nade in towards Banana, and that there is going to find a lot of damage. Brokey almost dead, and that nade from Alexa B could have been enough to deal with him. They flash back into top Banana to retake this control, and it is just a slaughter here. The nade's doing so much damage. And this round gets picked apart nice and easy by OG.
Yeah, I like what they're doing in the sense of not giving FaZe the room to you know, play with them, right? And make them doubt themselves. And if you don't have top B and you don't have that information, you don't know if FaZe are 5 they're about to run through and execute, or if they're doubling back to mid for an A play. So OG, they get a nice nade in, they re-aggress with a flash, they keep the control, and they keep FaZe out. 4-0, only pistols though, and now FaZe come back in with guns. Level pegging AKs on either side. Still no AWP for Man2. And actually, he has been like the shining star. He has been incredible for OG in all of this recent success in those wins over NaVi and EG back the other day at Blast, in New York as well. And so it's great to see Man2 performing. Valde as well, always a name you got to watch out for. Brokey got flashed from B. That pushes him back, but was the call made? Was the info found? Kirby's having a look, but Valde is all the way down bottom mid.
Oh, they don't know. They are going to check it. Brokey with the swing. He sensed that something just didn't feel right there. And Kirby, you know, calling that he doesn't see anyone on the shallow. Oh dear, look at MBK. Actually, Cold's going to keep holding for it. And it's another attempt at this CT wrap. FaZe have shown a real tendency to try and go for this. Alexa B does try and move into CT, but it's Olof and Rain finding success all across the board. And this A site now looking to be, I was going to say maybe where FaZe look to end up, but this is where MBK is currently located, and they know that they've just found 2 on that B rotation. So they move into an empty B site, and with it, they're going to put their first round on the board.
Yeah, easy as that. MBK has no aspirations going for this, and rightfully so. It's not really designed for him to get back into the game. He finds himself all alone in pit. FaZe with 1, OG with 4. And with you getting your opportunity to join us in the fan cam.
Oh my,
that's right, that's right. They are back, IEM.GG/fancam. Jump on in. Don't mess with the moderators. They will ban you with a quickness, but you are most certainly welcome to come kick it in the IEM.GG/fancam. We'd love to have you. And moreover, Harry's doing a digital signing session there, potentially.
How would that even work?
I don't really know yet.
Send people my electronic signature.
Send them
have like loads of money come out of my account with these.
Yeah.
Because, you know, my signature is actually just like the same one I do on banks and everything.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I hope no one heard that. Like, it'd be a real shame if someone
us 3 here, right? No one
listening.
So
exactly.
FaZe, though, getting their first on the board. And I can't think of a game last where I've seen it go 5 rounds in and you've already had 2 CT wraps attempted by FaZe. That really is showing that they feel that this is something they can exploit. And I do think, you know, if you kind of set that as a precedent that you're going to be wrapping CT, there's a chance that you end up weakening one of these 2 bomb sites as a result of OG having to worry about this constant CT aggro from FaZe. It does rely on you, you know, chaining a few rounds together before you really make that worry come in. And FaZe have got that chance to do that here and now. They're going to group up over in the top of mid this time around. That Molotov delays this push. They flash, they smoke through, and they look to make this play happen regardless. MBK trying to hold down the arch side, but he's only good for 1. Man2's there to back him up and keeps it in the advantage of OG for a moment. And it's until coldzera strikes and Olof in with the A play. Once again, feigning that this was going to be a CT wrap, and that delayed like rotations from guys like Man2, right? He didn't want to leave the library and give up that point of contact towards CT. And so as a result, it's all left onto Valde. This is a nice bit of conditioning that FaZe are getting away with early on.
It's also a good read because OG, with a full rifle round after losing 1, go into a triple B with loads of util and set up like a retake smoke on Banana and FaZe molly it out of spawn. And so not only are OG lacking the info because of that Molotov, but they're also 3 towards B. FaZe with an accelerated A play, a couple of opening kills, and suddenly the round is yours. We all know how INFERNO plays and how difficult it can be to get back into rounds like these. So Valde just having to save. No action into this round, and FaZe find a second. Nice little mid take. And even though that molly comes through at the perfect time, FaZe, they smoke it, they go right through it. I like the confidence, I like the cool. and they take the round. So 4-2, already a competitive start.
Yeah, 2 rounds back-to-back is exactly what the doctor ordered for FaZe. Now is a real chance for them to get into the game, considering what we're going to see out of OG in this round. Looks like 1-4 on Valde, and everybody else is just going to be left in the wind for the time being. I think. Nope, tactical timeout for OG. They're going to mull this one over. They did have the cash for some more extravagant purchases, but now that Valde is bottom, I wonder what the call is going to be.
You wanna know why folks get upset with guys like Olaf, right? It's because, I don't know about you guys, but if I take even a 24-hour break from CS, I'm just dog, just flat out the worst play you've ever seen. And it takes me like a month to get back into it. And Olaf could just like go away for months on end, come back, and then he's just one-tapping pit players like it's casual to open up that A-bomb site. It is sick that he's like, you know, come back in, help FaZe out in this very tough situation, and it's great to see him back on our screens. I've missed his face.
Well, you know, and I think the simplest way to look at this, Harry, is that
Right?
almost a quarter of the man that Olaf is.
Wow, that's generous, man.
that's
I'll take
nice.
that,
Almost.
dude.
I mean,
I'll take a
almost.
quarter of Olaf.
Well, I don't know if that one's on the menu for tonight, but we will check it out. We'll take a look. Alexi
Oh,
B
dear.
taking the first brunt of damage here on Banana, and Valde's going to be out front trying to contest it.
Oh, Kiebi. They don't know about him. And Valde's looking away to play anti-flash. Alexi's walking down with his back turned to the corner. Kiebi swings, and he gets a free kill. Nate could have been good, but Valde backed up. Yeah, they had no idea Kiebi got through that utility at Banana. There were a lot of grenades, and he's found them an opening kill in a crucial round. One of the 2 guns OG fielded is left down Banana. OG, they do like these gambles, right? We know there's always cheeky banter between FaZe and OG, and there's always a bit of a stack when you have OG on the other side.
That's because you look at FaZe and you think, okay, these are one of the pioneers of the idea of, you know, an international lineup, a multinational lineup. And then you look at OG, they've done the same thing. But the successes of FaZe cannot be discounted, albeit several iterations of the lineup. They're pretty deep in now. For OG, they're just trying to do the same thing. But consistency, again, the key we're looking for here for OG.
Yeah, this round's gotten a little bit weird, what with players being in the apartments on both teams. They think Apps is clear, but it's not. And it's not just Issa here. And that's where the problems could begin for FaZe, right? They are only up against these pistols. And you know that there's one Apps player. Ideally, you want Issa to be this next point of contact, right? Because he's already removed a player from the round. And if it's MBK spotted, that element of surprise that there's 2 players here kind of goes out the window. There is also a man flanking down through the bottom of Banana. And Olaf, just tucked away, doesn't get spotted. And so this round should be a lock-in now. 3 on the board for Faze Clan. And, you know, while there were their fair share of trials and tribulations early on, what with OG getting off to that 4-0 start, right? Winning the pistol, winning a bonus round, if you remember, moving into that first buy for FaZe. Since then, they've recovered this well.
No armor. Playing with fire. Yeah, I didn't think that one was going to work for MBK.
There was an idea.
Yeah, it was planted in the site as well. There's still that chance, but no armor with the bomb going off. You can't survive in the pit. Obviously, he didn't want to double back into Abs and die and lose the gun, but rather take the fight than just straight up lose to the bomb.
And that just reminds me of, what was it, last night, the night before last, when you happen to be on the cell phone. You're on the phone mid-game. You're like, oh, Mom, please, I got to go. I can't. Come on, please, Mom.
It is ready.
You die to the bomb like 3 times.
Yeah.
It just kind of happens that way.
Trace, you were saving it sandbags on B when we planted B, and I was like, yeah, that man's dead, and yeah.
No headphones, of course. Can't even really tell that the bomb's planted, but here we are.
We've all been there.
I think we won that one, right?
Yeah, I think we did. Somehow, some way. 4-3, FaZe building into the game, but OG coming back in with guns. It's not their best buy fielded. It's no orb. Already a lot of util dispersed down Banana. You can see Valde is a little more aware of the corners this time around as they were caught by Kiebi on logs. Cold eats a nade. FaZe playing slow, but they look like they want that B bomb site. They're just waiting out this util. What's Brokey setting up here? Hot B smoke. Already, even that could be a CT fake smoke, I think. But regardless, FaZe with multiple players ready to pounce. 4 on the A side for OG. Valde in B. with only a smoke to stall things out, but that should be enough if he gets this jump spot. He's been blinded, though. There's that CT smoke down, indeed. And now Faze with heavy numbers run up banana fast. No waiting. Smoke on the site, that was meant for Coffins, I can presume. It did land a little bit short, but nonetheless, Valdi's seen everyone here, and he's calling for the full rotate. There's a kill, and he's done some damage as well. Put Cold down low. Mantu's been boosted. The CT smoke fades, and everyone's blind. The bomb goes tumbling down, and somehow, someway, Olof backs up into the line of sight of the boost, and it's just a mow-down for OG. Everyone here, all of them fighting. Valdi got the info, and OG with a quick rotate.
And some missed grenades there, missed smokes. You wonder, okay, well, are they going to be able to fix that? Are they going to be able to hit these next time around? Because that's not really ideal. 5-3 for OG. They hold them off on the B site. There's going to be another purchase coming in for Faze Clan.
Orbs out again. It's what you love to see. Mantu commonly on that short side on this A side, might be left on solo Bs at times. He's taking the long spawn and picking mid, but nothing out for Faze. They've taken ult instead. MBK's got a shotgun in the apartments. Big fan of that. Faze spreading out with a bit of a slow one for a change.
Yeah, looking to go toe for toe at this banana aggression. I meant to say toe to toe, but toe for toe, it's like eye for an eye, only not quite as bad.
Toe for a toe.
Yeah.
He only got 2 eyes, he's got plenty of toes. They're expendable.
Too many, if anything, mate. That's why I've been snipping mine off every chance I get. But look at this, right? Faze grouped up at banana once again. They've got all these smokes, they got all this utility, and they're looking to make this B play happen. Now, this time, they've telegraphed a lot less, right? There's no CT smoke when you don't have top banana control coming in this time around. They've got that control guaranteed. And these players that are actually in the B site don't have anything in the way of utility to delay this push outside of that one smoke. Valda and Alexi, though, they're going to hold their own regardless, and the rotates are coming in now. Alexi's out of ammo and does get bested by Brokey, but it's Issa with the spam, leaving it all on Olof. In a 1v3, going to try and peek in a CT. Mantu was holding it, but Olof has deleted him. For Issa, hot on the trigger with the trade. 6 on the board for OG, and these B plays not really working out for Faze, right? Yeah. And that's the thing. I think in a lot of these rounds when they've tried to MB, they've had the right read in terms of like going into the B site on account of what's there, right? You think about when Valde was holding it alone, they didn't respect the smoke, they ran straight through, and that was in essence a good call to make, right? They had the read as to what was going on in B. Where they're getting outclassed is these rotates that Alexi's calling right now. They're often so quick, and by the time Faze are even getting into that B site, there's often reinforcements already there. And so I think Faze are going to have to do a little bit more in terms of gaming these rotations, right? Slowing them down, showing some presence elsewhere. Because right now, in a lot of these B plays, there's been nothing at A. And so it's been very, very comfortable for OG just to call a 3-man rotate in a lot of these rounds.
OG can also see that Faze aren't really respecting a lot of the utility, right? From getting past banana molotovs to smoking mid-mollies, right? And that round, Valde drops a smoke as their old one fades. Alexi's playing close to it, very ready for Faze to just rush through on the timing. So yeah, OG with a good idea of how Faze are approaching these choke points right now and not respecting util. Right now it's only pistols, and so OG in a great place to find a 7th. Faze going up long where the AWP sits in library. He's going to get smoked off there. It could be another R-trap parry to CT. It could be good. It's all right onto Olof. Kiebi's in apartments lurking. Faze have control of the spawn, but all they use is to wrap B with no banana control. We'll have to see. Kirby's still lurking, and so that only hints towards this ending on the A site. OG, they know about the possibility, but they don't really care. They've pushed bottom B. They know it's not a B split, and they're going to try and get control back of mid, winning the fight against Cold, and now Faze filter back in through long. Everyone's ready. Everyone's waiting. The lurk could be everything, though, for Faze, and Kirby with a second, dropping Mantu. There's a chance, after all, on this eco.
Yeah, there is. 2-on-3, bomb planted. Very low on the side of Faze, though. Brokey, the one with 95 HP, and these pistols. Well, they've gotten the bomb planted. They've come this far, but now they've got to thwart off the re-aggression here from Valde and Alexi.
Oh, Kirby's flanking.
Yeah, this wrap from Kirby's smart as well, right? He gives up ups and does land a dink. That's going to bring Valde down very, very low. 14 HP and 2 deegs on the other side. 1 bullet would decide his fate. And so he's going to grab the AWP and get out of there. Faze, they get it done with the pistols. Kjaerbye with his shaky aim up in the apartment, shutting down two, wrapping around and getting away with even more damage. Valdes just
gonna run.
Save.
Calculated. Very much calculated.
He needs to teach Nathan a bit of the old bomb maths right there.
Would that be MBK, you know, on a first name basis?
Yeah, you hang out with MBK all the time? I didn't know
He eats
that.
at the coolest restaurants, hangs with the freshest, hottest dudes.
Hottest dudes.
I don't know the
Freshest
Yeah, but
dudes.
if he does all that, where does he hang out with you?
Exactly, Trace. That's
Ooh.
Just kidding.
busted me.
Now, speaking of bust, the last time these two teams played off in Intel Extreme Masters New York in that final, it was a significantly different look. I mean, we're talking about a 16-5 from Faze Clan where they ran the board on their CT side. Now, albeit starting on the T side, here they were able to close it out on the T side there and win the series. So
I remember there was a Bosnian player, some upcomer by the name of Niko, you might have heard of, also playing in that event.
yeah, well,
Heard he's all right.
he went 15 and 12. I guess it's okay.
That's a great eco, though, from FaZe, right? Just taking his spawn, it seemed like OG didn't really care. They were fine with it. They had the info. They won the first couple of fights into mid, and then Kjaerbye just comes in with a backstab, and that was the last thing OG were expecting. Now they're broke. Orb does get saved. Not two-handed it. MBK back with the shotgun. FaZe going back towards middle. Orb and Apps, always a dangerous game, but Mantu, very fast fingers indeed. They're coming up on the bottom side, but he's got support from Issa and MBK, who have also pushed up, and Rain is waiting for this exact play. No further than this for Mantu. And again, this could be a bit of an awkward one where FaZe, even if they take middle, they're not going to know about Apps until too late. Oh, missed shot from Mantu, though. That gives the jig away. He's not going to be able to follow up. And now he's trapped in the corner with no escape. Long taken, and CT an opportunity for FaZe, but they're just going to wrap this A site.
Yeah, he was scared to get out of the position, and rightfully so. They knocked him down to 13 HP. Meanwhile, A site, well, it's falling. Player by player, Olaf mopping him up in the halls. This round has not gone the way of OG, I can assure you that.
Can Olaf just come back? Like, forever?
He's here, Harry.
No,
He's
I know,
right
but
here,
like,
Harry.
but
On your screen.
like forever, man. I hope that, you know, getting a play like this is really like going to help reignite that passion for competitive play, man.
Just think about it this way, Harry.
That's the dream.
You've got Cajun B. You've got Gob B.
Okay.
You've got Alexi B.
Okay.
And you've got Cardi B. Now, I don't know. We're only missing one for a pretty sweet lineup, if I had to guess.
Toby.
Toby, of course.
He can coach that team,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Who else could we get?
Drawing blanks.
Yeah, no more Bs.
Man, that's a shame.
Could just rush B.
I'll be the strap, man. Well,
Predictable.
I think we've run that one into the ground long enough, right? So FaZe taking a fifth. Olaf topping the charts right now. And a good performance from Brokey and Kjaerbye as well. This is a nice little trifecta stepping up for FaZe at this point in time. No money once again on the OG side. You know, they took the investment around that AWP that was saved forward, and it didn't give them the results they were hoping for. Once again, I feel like it's important to remind everyone that this was a 4-0 start for OG, right? Suddenly it makes this 5-6 scoreline that much more respectable for the FaZe Clan. They're able to overcome the pistols here. They'll be tying this game up. And with only one man B-ward, OG might be forced to rotate players around before this gets out of hand.
Yeah, he's not even in B. This is having to play that CT smoke with a USP. So this round is already not done, but
Wonky.
wonky is a good word for it, yeah.
Willy Wonky.
And his ever-coveted chocolate factory.
Yes. Wonky bars.
Well, FaZe, they might have the golden ticket into this A site right now. Very little players. I say that. The rotate coming back in from Alexi. And Valde with the one UMP up in the apartment pushing in could catch a good timing. Alexi backs up on long as they again take control. FaZe have loved this position. Timing shot potentially. Olaf is tagged from earlier. Alexi's going through this smoke, but waiting for him is Brokey with the orb. Olaf with an entry onto MBK. Mantu gone from the pit. And Alexi B. Oh, dear. Ah, Brokey. Not what we expect from him. That's going to be a free orb handed to Issa. And if they can get away with that, that's great.
Talk about staying alive, just like escaping certain death. The bomb gets planted from FaZe over here at the A site. And well, for OG, they're not really in a position to go for it. Issa's going to tuck away with that AWP, and KRB's going to try to hunt him down towards the B side of the map.
He might be way further than Issa is ready for, right? They don't actually have this info. Kiebi doubled back in case FaZe lost A, but they were fine, and Kiebi hears every footstep pitter-pattering through the ruins. It should be his.
Oh, now,
dear.
We're going to go down to Harry on the sidelines for that shot about KRB and his aim.
Yeah, well, you know, it was looking so good for him, and then so bad in the blink of an eye. You know, you see why that shaky aim, it can give and it can take away as well. And there, sadly, it ends up taken away. Regardless, though, like, it's 6-6 for FaZe. They keep the AWP in the hands of OG, and that's good for them, as it allows them to put it in Mansu's hands, look into the future.
Nice
also,
shot.
yeah, banger of a shot from Issa. Like, if you're Kierby, you're not expecting him to just turn on a dime and wreck your little head poking up over the boxes there. But that's exactly what happened. So this game gets all tied up.
Brokey's off the AWP after that one as well.
Yeah, you know, and fair enough. We haven't really seen FaZe bringing it into a lot of these rounds. And they give it a go there, and needless to say, the results weren't really what they were hoping for. And the last thing you want is to be consistently arming Mansu with this AWP if they are able to keep saving it.
It's happened twice.
Yeah.
FaZe may be interested in B yet again. It's been some time, and OG were good at shutting it down. Most importantly, having those early rotates. But you'll notice with a triple short setup, that is going to leave a lot to be desired in terms of rotations. If FaZe flat execute into B, it's one of those rounds where it just comes down to your anchor players. If Alexi and Coke can hold on, then that's great. If not, it might have to be a save. And we're reaching that point right here, right now. Valde is all that stands on this B site. And are OG going to do the classic and just rotate him off? No, he goes back towards CT, but here's the execute for FaZe, and if Valde doesn't get, you know, 2, maybe even 3 kills, this round is just dead in the water. So here we go, through the smoke with 1, and there we go, it's FaZe with 7. It's Inferno 101, as OG, unfortunately, too far away to even give that a look in. They want to save their money for the last couple of rounds of the half. FaZe a lot more ready for the aggro banana as well. It's something that OG were doing in the first 5 or 6 rounds of this game to keep FaZe out, right? Like, not just the util down B, but also just flashing players back into the car. And FaZe, they just obliterate Alexi. Cole was full blind as he took that kill as well. So, not bad. 7-6. FaZe up in the lead on their map pick.
Yeah, FaZe, you know, they go down 4-0, they get 2 rounds. And the next thing you know, we're all tied up and then jumping into a 7th round for FaZe.
And you really felt like that kind of, you know, momentum, like pendulum swing in now in favor of FaZe, you know, from that 4-0 start where it looked like OG were really coming into this primed and ready. It feels like, you know, we've seen FaZe not only come into this with ideas that they were looking to exploit, like those CT wraps that we kept seeing in the early stages of this game, but there's been some really sound adaptations as well. It feels like they kind of caught wind that when OG went on that little 2-round streak after FaZe were able to get their first 3 on the board, a lot of that came down to just no pressure being applied anywhere other than where FaZe were looking to end up. And since then, we've seen a much more proactive approach, you know, getting things like apps control, taking top mid away from OG. And then, and only then, you know, once you've kind of solidified this default, looking to make some of these B plays happen or A plays, whatever it ends up being, they're not giving that same kind of freedom of information and rotations over to OG right now. And that's a nice little change to see, because it looked like it was going to be an undoing of FaZe earlier on there in the half. This time, lots of utility into the A site, but that bomb's going back to Banana. So this is a very good example of what we're talking about here. Olaf is stood in the fire, but it's not even burning him, man. I guess Legends never burn, and it would make sense that Olaf is the man immune to the flames. However, this round gets a little bit tricky now. What with that kill coming in at Banana, that shuts down a hope of a B split that FaZe were looking to move into. Brokey doesn't want to give the bomb over to these aggro banana players. And it looks like they're still trying this B wrap. They're moving these players in through CT. Now more than ever, you are putting a lot of faith in Brokey. If he does not win this 1v1 versus Alexa B, then this round could be over on the back of it. He's going to check him, and Brokey wins it out. So now Valde's ready for the B play, but CT holds the terrifying truth. That banana bomb dropped. There's the wrap from Cold, and he doesn't quite find the kill right away. They will deal with him. And now they get the bomb down in a 2-on-2.
Impressive Faze have gotten to this point, right? OG was so aware, they were so ready with what went on. The only question was the numbers. How many were in Banana? Valde, even after killing Brokey, hangs around. He's not to know that it's a CT wrap so quick from the last two, and now Faze have set up post plants in the B bomb site. Molly onto Newbox. That's going to force Cold forward, but he's already tucked, watching towards the ruins. Cold burning. Oh, it spreads quite a lot, but Olaf with a quick tap again and taking down Issa leaves Mantu in the hot seat. He doesn't know where coldzera is. For all he knows, it could be Olaf who was burning. The nade will do nothing, and this is going to be a Faze Clan round through and through. Great reaction, like being down and having your entire round telegraphed to OG with that B split and still committing with the solo bomb and Banana. I don't know how Faze get out of that alive. Great individuals, it's what we know, it's what we love, and it's Faze leading the board.
Yeah, they've mounted a comeback here, it would seem. Looking for that ninth before we head into halftime.
Dude, Olaf, he's getting a lot of little taps, little burst kills.
Really good, man.
He's deleting kids.
This up-and-coming player in Olaf,
yeah,
he's pretty good. Just kidding. He's been around since the dawn of time. Probably been playing Counter-Strike longer than you have. And it shows. It really does. He's sitting at 13-9, currently leading the way for Faze. In the last round, everybody's going to buy out everything they have. Brokey on AWP, positioned and looking down Banana. There's going to be OG that smokes real deep. They get complete banana control early in the round. Now, with Faze still on the ramp, it does kind of give the idea, or maybe the illusion on our side, that perhaps there's still some fight for him to take on Banana.
Oh, OG, they're doing it again. Look at this. They're going 5A, or are they leaving Mantu alone? Okay, yeah, this makes a little more sense. I was going to say 5A out of spawn is just crazy, but the AWP alone in the B bomb site, it's a fair risk. They know that, you know, Faze have liked a lot of these mid takes.
This just got Banana written all over it for Faze.
Faze going full Havan, right? They're just sitting ramp all round, and then they're going to late exec B. This is to avoid the early util damage that would likely come through, but OG's money was already pretty dry in this final round of the half. One man on B. OG can't save today. They've got a retake if Mantu doesn't hold the line, and it's against 5, so good luck.
Oh, there's one, Mantu. If there ever was a time, it might be now. There's a second, and he's looking to get primed for a little bit more. Mantu delivering everything that was needed, and it's all left onto Rain. He's all alone in alt mid, far away from this bomb, and with that play from the AWP over towards the B site, OG have stolen.
This is to realize it's not actually a 9-6, it's an A7. It's even closer. It's split right down the middle. Maybe you should clean your glasses, Trace, because Faze up by 1, and Rain running right down. He's pushing mid, no holds barred. Kiebi with a tap, and what is up Banana? But they're going to turn around and deal with MBK after he gets one. It's a bit of a mess. It's a bit of a death match, and everyone's here for the party. Kiebi putting up one hell of a fight, but he is going to get traded into the 1-on-1. Alexi running back for the death cam and then stays on the ramp. Where will he pick? Cold has gone from B to A and is peeking down mid. This could be misinformation, though, if he thinks this is a B play off the back. Oh dear. Alexi's running. Cold's got the info, and this should be his. There it is.
Yeah, Alexi B makes that one competitive on the the backslide of a P250. But then it still comes through for Faze. So like I said, 9-7, just after the half.
Yeah. So OG one pistol?
No. Oh, sorry.
You guys may be way more confused than it needs to be.
All right, Harry, you've got the soapbox. What's on your mind?
A lot of stuff, but not stuff. Actually, if there ever was around to just talk about it, I guess it's this one. I think one of the coolest things about Nico leaving Faze to go to G2 is I think we might end up in one of these situations where both teams get better as a result. Like, and they're always the best kind of roster moves when it happens. What are you trying to do here, man?
Just listen to the radio.
Hanging out, man.
But no, like, I really do like it. I think that for someone like Cold, he's been doing a great job of like making the best out of this whole situation, right? Like he's been pretty candid in interviews about how towards the end of Faze it started to feel like, it wasn't really going anywhere and they were playing for Nico a lot of the time. And for Faze, I do hope that they end up bringing in someone who can take that IGL responsibility away, because I think, then we'll get even more mileage out of someone like coldzera. But it does already feel like FaZe are not afraid to play like a very, very loose style where they do rely on the individuals and kind of playing together. And if you remember when niko was calling, it did feel like a very slow, almost overly structured like approach to the game where everything was about playing safe and slow and sound. And already, like, there's been a lot of risks from FaZe, but you can afford to take these risks, man. You've got guys like Cold, like Olaf, like Kjerby, like young talents in Brokey. It really has been a nice look to this FaZe squad already. And one of the other reasons I think you got to give Cold props is because if he wanted to, he could just go and, you know, like, join some team. Like, if he wanted to, like, go and get the band back together with, you know, Fallen and the boys. And, you know, not really win anything anymore, but still, like, have that time playing with all of his old teammates and, you know, going about it that way. But he said in these interviews, like, no, he still wants to be winning. He still wants to be competing at the top. And I just love that mindset from him.
Nice.
Oh, there we got this first buy round in for OG. And this is where we see a FaZe little streak is going to get drawn to a close. They've gone into this on the back of a bonus round. Are they going to be able to have that same success that OG had when they attempted this in the first half?
Yeah, OG padded themselves with AKs for rounds on that CT side until FaZe eventually streaked together a few. So that's the hope, the aspiration for FaZe. 3 players at B with the bomb, backing out of Banana though. And 2 in the apartments. OG, where do they want to end up? Retaking B. BK throwing lurk smokes towards Apps, but 2 players here to deal with it. Deep Molotov as well. Kjerby can see that no one's coming through the apartments. So that keeps 2 players at B. Olaf spotting with a smoke, ready to drop it down at the sign of contact. And he's seen someone. Still stalling the smoke for a few more seconds, trying to get it in as late as he can without it being too late. 35 on the clock. And Mantu, he gets him through the smoke.
Well.
Oh my, CT smoke down. OG can just run in. The fear is it's a triple B, but they've got nothing to suggest that. So gonna throw themselves through the util and Valde with another opening kill. It's OG inside of the B-bomb site with a plant available as well. Brokey's getting spammed and mollied, and he might even need to consider saving in a round like this.
Yeah, I think that's a done deal. RDC, KRB, and coldzera have determined that it's not worthy of going for it. Instead, they're going to find themselves a middle, working towards Boiler and the Apps just to save their weapons. This, excuse me, Brokey very broke in over towards that B site.
And very broke. So FaZe on a bonus round are going to obviously have to reinvest in rifles. The SMGs don't get it done, but they have another chance at the dance. Brokey gets out very late as well. Good to see him not exit early, right? Two reasons. One, exit kills, more available. And second, the CT smoke faded. So if he left right after getting tagged, they probably would have killed him. So waits until FaZe, OG have also left the bomb site. And yeah, I like that call for OG. Just run through the smoke. Someone jumps on Valde's head as he gets that opener. But it's not a worry. It's not a problem.
It's not a problem for you to join the fan cams. You know what the deal is. You know what the drill is. IEM.gg/fancam. Go, 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 go. Out of spawn we go. Now look at the weaponry over here for FaZe. It's not really making me believe that this is going to be their round.
Yeah, they're not actually reinvesting in rifles because the util would have been pretty dire, and even then this buy is lacking. So going to save some money and keep pistols around the saved weapons, some of them rifles.
Well, they do have smokes, and that's to buy themselves a little more time here. Olaf, well, he's going to be left alone inside of the B site. Now he's got a difficult decision to make. Where will he try to hold this one off from? Drops his smoke at the steps, just trying to invite them to come to pool. Olaf skates away through a smoke. KRB and company. And I say company, he's the only other one that's rotated.
Yeah, that smoke's fading in spawn though. Kjerby could do something as it comes through, but there's the re-smoke and Kjerby's cut out of the round. Olaf gone as well at Coffin. And these B entries in the last 2 rounds have been very good for OG. Already setting a bit of a worrying precedent. And will that be, you know, a mind game that they use going forward, right? If FaZe are expected to be triple B in the next gun round, will OG do what FaZe did on their T side, which is like an accelerated mid-take and trying to get ahead of those early positions? We'll have to see. But I already like what I see from OG on this T side. Another save situation for FaZe. But regardless of whether they get away with these guns, especially on Kiebi, reinvestments can come through.
Yeah, this one's locked in. OG are going to go up to 9, and that's just one shy of where FaZe sit at 10. Again, big round coming up with the money.
Uh-oh.
Oh! Oh! Okay.
He doesn't want to stay forever.
It's all okay. Everything's fine. It's all fine. OG, 9 on the board. Yeah. And a nice little flawless round there for OG. So their money really starting to build up now. And that's where for FaZe things can get a little bit concerning, right? These comebacks when you're on the CT side and you feel your opponent starting to pick up momentum, it becomes a very, very scary idea, especially on such a utility-dominated map, such as Inferno, where you really do need to be investing in everything to put a stop to some of these plays that OG are going to try and throw your way. You know, you're kind of going for broke in every one of these rounds, and OG do not have that same threat by any margin.
There's the triple B. They're actually going to keep it. Olof is lining up flashes. So after Brokey shoots, he can be popped back in, and Rain is still tucked here as well. He's going to go aggro with the Molotov. Not hanging around forever, though. And actually, FaZe just give it up. They go, fine, we've shown some presence here. We've thrown some nades. We've shot the AWP. Now we're going to rotate it away. Or someone, at least. No, they just commit. This is a very risky move for FaZe, but... yeah, OG aren't in a rush anywhere, right? The bomb was left at spawn from the get-go, so they're just defaulting. 3 up B. Now, Brokey flashed off. Still that reflash ready for Rain. And Olof going to go in with it.
Oh, here's this preemptive rotate back from Brokey on that AWP. OG, you know, with some control in the apartments and looking to go for top banana. Now, this could have been the thing that opened up a B play, but now they lose Valder. And they're enticed in by the promise of getting this trade onto Olof, who's aggro at the top of banana. MBK with the peek, and Olof just gets out of there. He's going to call for the rotate back in from Rain, who only has that one flash, but the flash is very, very good, and it's delayed the push in. Brokey now rotating with a flash of his own. Everybody's blind, and there's the peek with the flashbang, all in tandem. Olof just needs to stay alive, and that's what he's doing. There's no time left in the round regardless. And Issa's just left his save, kind of against his will, as FaZe take a lack of it. He waits for Brokey to get into position with a flash of his own, and at that point, there's so little time left. Olof just being alive in the site is enough to win the round for FaZe.
Also, a nice little bait at the top of B for the opening kill. Rain dropped a top B smoke as Olof was sandbags, and so the player walking up banana assumed that, you know, that area was somewhat clear. He didn't hard check sandbags. Olof gets a free kill. He still hangs in front of the smoke and is able to dart back when MBK gets through with the bomb. So yeah, FaZe had all the info there. Nice round from them. OG rebuying, but already losing a man. Valde spammed through the smoke, and Rain going back for more. He's done good damage. Lexi does walk through. Brokey caught on a jump, getting on top of the car, and that is a costly kill for FaZe, who could have been 5-on-3 in this very moment.
Yeah, that gives OG just a little bit of a glimmer of hope that, hey, you know what, maybe we could rally up, take banana control, then subsequently take the B site. But for FaZe, they're kind of anticipating this. You see Olof is sort of backed away and giving himself room to work with should they lean towards that B site. But right now, they're stacked up on A. And that's going to be the bomb, too, going into apartments. coldzera waiting at the end of the apartments.
Yeah, I was wondering how long it would take before we actually see an apps crunch. OG love to call these, and FaZe haven't seen one just yet. So Cold is keeping his eyes on the prize. There's the flash. He jumps back. MBK out on short, and it bait shots for Cold. He only gets away with one. Kiebi drops the bomb in apartments, though, and if he can stand tall and get another, that would be massive. But dead after damage. MBK dinked, and now they've got to go climbing back up for the bomb. Mantu going to molly short. With the motor smoke down, a boost could be huge for FaZe, but they've missed that timing as Rain walks in, and MBK plants at the back of the site. They're going to hear that. But where is the AWP? They ask themselves. Big pit for Mantu. MBK trying to cross out, and he does do successfully with a resmoke. Olof may have an open line of sight, but no one is giving him a kill.
Yeah, Mantu can be a menace down in this pit position as well. There's even a Molotov on MBK to slow down this retake even further. Olof's going to flash them down in towards pit. Goes the flash. That keeps Mantu out for a second. And while that's happening, they isolate MBK. Mantu tagged, and they're looking to finish the job. Finally, they will. Defuse going to come in. Rain with a triple. Saves the AWP. Puts 12 on the board for FaZe. And Kjaerbye with a stellar hold in towards the site. It was just him and Cold responsible for that entire A-bomb site in a 2-on-4. And they are able to keep it even for those B rotations to come in and close the round out.
Yeah, that was a crucial detail that you mentioned. The flash into pit is so great because even though, you know, they're not acting on the back of the flash, it just blinds Mantu. They read the fact that, okay, we're not getting peaks. He's got to be in pit with the AWP. And if we flash him off, he can't support, he can't swing on MBK taking contact. So they get a 2-2-on-1s essentially off of that flashbang. Nice round for FaZe on the retake. 12-9 and a beating with a utility on both sides. A spam through the smoke for Olof and no survivors for OG.
That's wild, man. When all that utility damage comes in, you're thinking like, dear, FaZe are about to get ruined. But no, they respond with utility of their own. That burns out Alexi. Valde gets spammed. And Banana is just, it's out of bloodshed. But it all comes up in favor of FaZe. Admittedly, Rain is low. But that's not something you're celebrating if you're OG. A 3-on-5, looking to move into this B site, but there's 3 players stacked up here for Faze Clan. And critically, Cole didn't really put much down in the way of utility in this round, so he's still holding on to a hell of a lot of it. Olof as well with a molly and a smoke. You can keep replenishing this banana utility for a long while yet if you're Faze.
Yeah, that banana smoke.
Blocked.
Oh.
He was getting blocked by Issa, who was standing in front of him. I think you need to walk one step with that molly.
This round is just crumbling at the seams.
Yeah, and FaZe, they have no reason to not be triple B here, right? Like, CT is open, and so they have got an eye on it, but OG have not taken mid at all. And actually, the doubt for FaZe, right? A few seconds of silence puts the seed of doubt in the mind of Olof, and he doubles back. Still, a good B hold here. Rain and Cold ready to receive.
Yeah, no time. They're going to have to make this one with a quickness. They're going to dump Molotovs into the back of sight. One at dark, one in the new box. And there's a shot from Cold. Now that might just be what pushes this one over the edge for FaZe, because he goes back for another. Eventually Mantu finds him, but with under 10 seconds on the clock, there's just no way on earth. Rain having sat there basically the entire later stage of the round.
With a Dust 2 pick later on, but still very loose maps for Cole to call on, which is of huge benefit to FaZe. And maybe, Harry, maybe that gamble pick that you made of FaZe Clan could be paying off. We'll have to wait and see. It is early days in this best of 3.
We don't want to give Harry too much credit too early. Now we know
true.
He's a bit of a Willy Wonky himself. It's not a bad start. Dust 2 coming up after this.
Don't worry, man. When I'm right, I'll make sure to rub it in literally everyone's faces. And you know what they say? Your apology will need to be as loud as your disrespect.
Well.
So look at this, man. Bit of utility going in to the A site for OG. And they look to take this top mid control. FaZe have got 3 here with Brokey holding down long on the AWP. He's got support from teammates if needed, namely flashes from the likes of Cold and Kjaerbye available to him. And they're going to try and walk through the smoke. Now, Brokey isn't holding for the walkthrough, so if they do that, he's not going to spot it. Brokey, I'm going to go back in, and there's the flashes that we talk about. Kjaerbye giving him the first. There's even more that can come through from coldzera. Currently, he's a bit preoccupied with the apartments because MBK's being a loud boy up in this side of the map. The flash leaves them blind, but now they don't know about Cold, and Brokey gets the ace. He gets them all. I was waiting for someone to steal it away because it didn't look like he was going to get it. But no, Brokey with all 5, and that's great, man. He's been pretty quiet on the AWP. His rifle was almost looking better at one point in time in this series, and now it comes alive.
How did he wallbang default? Where did that come from? Look at these. Oh, just picking them out of the air. And Brokey, that's the stuff you love to see.
It really just feels like, man, like the way that this phase is working right now is they're just like, man, like we're great individuals. We can play together. Let's just do that, right? Like they're not overcomplicating anything. They're not playing too safe.
Time to go.
Run.
Yeah. Brokey wants nothing to do with that.
He's actually lucky that you know, he didn't even get that shot off because the second player, MBK, or the first player rather, was actually past his crosshair. He was already up ult, so he was about to get close peaked, but not a worry. And yeah, Brokey back on short side. MBK got to be careful coming out of Boiler. No flashes currently, just looking for the dry peek. Roki gonna give it up as a flash does come through, but he follows up with the shot onto MBK. It's a fast approach, denied though on OG. Do they double back into a B player? Looks interesting as there's only one player there, but they're not to know. Deep smoke down on the library side. Issa still lurking apps, and there's 3 in mid for OG. FaZe are about to crunch this as those smokes fade. This could be very problematic. OG are gonna bleed the clock. Go back and look at the B bomb site. Make FaZe over-rotate. One Molotov to clear out the close push. Olof flashes from afar. Alexi's ahead of it, though. Olof's jiggles, he spots, and he doesn't give up the kill. But he still looks interested. Flash by coldzera. There it is. Alexi's blind. That's a good flash. Olof only gets 1, though, but still Cold is here in time.
Oh. They're going to press the site, too. They're not going to stop. Valde leading the charge with the bomb in hand. He's not going to be alone. Issa will be there to support him, but for the time being, these jaws, these claws, they're starting to get clamped down on this B site. With 20 seconds left, it's now just in Mantu's hands. With the bomb down, he's late to go up Banana. And really and truly, with 3 members of FaZe alive in no time, it was only destined to happen. Brokey finds him with an op headshot. Brokey really has come alive in this second half. Now sitting in 19 and 13, and this very well could be the end of the game.
These bait and switches from FaZe over towards B have been great. They give the illusion that Olof was there alone, right? When that CT smoke goes in, the players in CT who have been very, very loud on the rotate, like very, very rushed to get there, start spamming the smoke to like give the illusion, oh no, we only have one guy playing aggro over towards B, which to be fair, FaZe did have for the longest time. But Cole was already there in the site, and so his position gets discounted a little bit by Valde, and that's the free kill onto the bomb player. FaZe onto 15, and OG trailing behind in a very, very big way. They need 6 in a row, and that's just to force overtime, right? That's just to run it back again. And they've got to make it happen with this very, very broken buy. They flash out into mid, but already FaZe have got 3 players back at this side of the map. Brokey gonna nail Alexa B. And it falls to the 4 remaining for OG. Alexi having a lead from beyond the grave, try and direct his team to a victory in round 25. And right now, it's not looking good for them. Brokey's moved in with the AWP. They do deal with him. And Issa following up with even more. Rain rushes through the smoke to his death. Kierby still putting up a fight, barely alive. And Issa's wrapping him, has knocked him out of the round, and is on for an ace of his own. Olof left up against them. A legend back in the server in a 1v2. Issa, 100 HP. The ace, still a possibility here. They needed a hero, and it could be Issa. Olof knows that one of them's back in the site. He's trying to deal with the pit player as well, but this crossfire is very, very tricky to navigate at the best of times. Flashing high, but that's a little deep to blind Valde. Nothing getting given over. He smokes the site, isolating this engagement onto the pit player. And now just Issa left to beat, but with the ace, Issa puts 10 on the board for OG. My word, one man is all it takes to reach double digits.
Finally up to those double digits. That's right, Harry. 15 to 10. Still a long climb back here for OG.
That was a 3-on-5 as well. That is OG saving themselves in this map. What a play from Issa. They needed it. It was done. It was dusted. It was dust to next, if not. And Issa has put legs on this game. And we're running for the distance. We're running for OT. 5 in a row needed for OG, but it's going to be easier said than done. The money isn't great. They lost almost everyone in that round. AWP on Mantu. SMGs elsewhere. This is a mess of a buy. Molly's coming down B, and Mantu doubles back through the smokes, giving FaZe that control. There were 4B early, but now already going back to a more standard setup. Issa deep in the apartments. And Brokey bringing the AWP back to this ace site. I would be scared of him. We've had 2 aces in this game already, one of them being from the aforementioned AWP in the right place, and now looking like the right time. Smokes over the ace site, and OG, they're warning, they're giving FaZe the knowledge before they're even down the hallway. FaZe got to be ready for this if OG commit.
coldzera on the balk again. Gonna see Brokey over there towards Arch, pivots.
Oh.
Realizes there's a ton of information being given right here from coldzera. He's gonna drop down, lines him up in the pit, only good to take down MBK. And the trades come through so far. A little bit of back and forth. Brokey's gonna make that one not the case any longer. He sits very close inside of the site. A little bit of combat opping necessary here to hold on to A. And a 3-on-2. Alexi B and Mantu trying to get the job done.
Oh, he survives way too long.
Yeah, he barely misses that shot, too. Brokey's out. Now a 2-on-2.
Alexi ducks for the reload. That lets Rain cross. It might not be a problem, but Rain is deeper than maybe they're ready for. Mantu could be stabbed in the back. The smoke is buying him room as he hunts down this long player. There's no one there. It's a double short side and Apps retake. Rain dropping the bomb as it goes back. And 15 on the clock. It might just be the map done and dusted. It's Mantu alone with another nasty 1v2 to get through. It's not looking good. Time's gone. Peeks in, and that's FaZe finding their map pick. 16 to 10. And a new look FaZe looking good in the server. Can they keep it up over a series?